about senior self-defense using your walking cane. This is a Cane Masters self-defense cane. You can use any cane, but this is one that's designed for self-defense. They usually have a little bit of a wider crook here. That's where I start this warm-up. This is a turning motion. You're using your palm with the palm facing the sky, the long side coming out of the thumb, and you're just pushing it forward and pulling it back. Now, this spinning motion is going to create callus on your hand. It's going to develop some proprioception. It's going to give you timing and distance, spatial awareness, but mostly you're going to use it later to defend yourself with. You can make a very quick, fast, explosive strike with this simple turning motion. So you're going to start with this warm-up spin, and you're going to do that in one hand for about 30 seconds, and then you're going to bring it over to the other hand. You just put one palm on top of the other one. That'll put the long side out of the thumb. Your palm is facing the sky. And you're doing this cranking motion again. This is a nice warm-up using your Cane Master self-defense cane or any other cane you might have. You can use an aluminum cane. You can even use a derby style cane. You just have to hold on to it so it doesn't go flying out of your hand. After you do that 30 seconds, you're going to go back to that first hand and you're going to go into a figure 8 or infinity sign. Just think about slapping his face, following with the backhand for self-defense, but you're coming over and back. That's going to force you to get your other hand up and out of the way. It's good posture when you're defending yourself with your walking cane. And again, this might not be the technique you use to defend yourself with, but you might have a spin in the technique or part of a spin, and this is going to get you there faster. This is also going to build some strength in your core muscles. It's going to force you to stand up straight. You can do this standing or seated in a chair. Put it into that other hand, palm facing the sky. You're going to go back into that figure 8, going from side to side as part of your warm-up. Now we're going to come back to some of these warm-up exercises I want you to do as you do this senior self-defense walking cane workout. Simple and easy for beginners. I want you to go into some strikes right away. And the first one is going to be bringing this cane up between his body, put it between you and him, stop him, back him up. Maybe you're hitting him in the chin. Maybe he's trying to reach to punch you, grab you, stab you, slash him, or smash that hand. So the first motion is just going to be lifting, just like you're putting your hand out for a handshake. You're going to do that fast and aggressively. This doesn't put a lot of pressure on your hand, but when you practice it in the garage or in the house, in the living room, in the backyard, you're going to get better at it. You're going to start to move a little bit faster. It's going to build some strength. Pull that stomach up and in. Keep your chin tucked a little bit. Your feet are just under your body. Don't worry about footwork. After you do this first motion, you're going to turn your palm to the sky like when we were doing those warm-up spins. From here, palm goes to the sky. You're going to bring that spin in and just down on the top of his head. So you bring it up 1, 2. So this is a 2-strike combination between the legs on the top of the head. If you could knock him out for self-defense using your walking cane, you can stop the fight faster. But the idea is to use the length of the cane, get it between you and the bad guy, and keep him off of you when you can. Put it between you and him, slow him down, he keeps coming. You're going to turn your hand palm up and then bring it down across his face. Put it in the other hand, you're going to do the same thing. Always train, if you can, evenly on both sides. And if you were to lift your cane up and fall to the ground because you use your cane as a mobility device, like I do and my hip's really bad, you can lean into one cane and do the self-defense technique with the other cane. So you can simply walk with 2 canes. If you knew you had to go someplace where you didn't feel comfortable, you didn't feel safe, you've lost your sense of confidence because you can't defend yourself as well, you can bring a force multiplier like your walking cane, like your Cane Master's self-defense cane, lean into that one, and then defend yourself using the other one. Oh, good morning. How are you, Eleanor? It's good to see you. Good afternoon. It's afternoon here. All right, so that's the first 2-strike combination. I want to go back into a warm-up technique that's going to build strength and power for you, especially as we get older, senior self-defense, using your walking cane. You're going to slide your hand down the front, picking it up, putting it between you and the threat. This is always going to be how we start. We're going to get the cane between the bad guy, between his knife, his punch, his grab, his choke, and you. Hey, Dan, it's good to see you. Dan's 59. If you put this between you and him, we're going to do a warm-up technique first before we go into those strikes. And this warm-up is not just going to warm up. Dan, I missed the rest of your comment. You can throw that back up if you want. Put it in the comment section, I'll come back and answer that. You're turning it to the inside. Now this is gonna make all of your strikes a lot faster, and you're building power in your forearm while you're strengthening and stretching the wrist. Notice that your hand stays closed. You could open the hand like that. That's cheating. You want to keep it closed so that you do get a better stretch and you have more control. And then you're going to bring it to the outside. I always like to have you do 30 seconds in each motion and put them together, inside, outside. And that's just another way to do that figure 8 spin. And again, this is going to build a lot of power in those strikes when you start to use this cane, your walking cane, as a senior, or maybe you're a wounded vet, or you've been wounded by life. You've had some accidents, some injury, you were born with physical limitations, you use a cane for mobility and for safety. Great thing about the walking cane, especially a Cane Master self-defense cane, is the Americans with Disabilities Act here in the United States allows you to take it with you wherever you go. Dan says his cane arrived Wednesday. He's looking forward to practicing. Awesome. Go to the outside, put it on the inside, put them together. You got your figure 8. Dan, you'll have to let me know how you like that Cane Master self-defense cane. I like mine a lot, as you can tell. I like the weight. I like that this one's made out of hickory and that it has a nice diameter. It's not too thick. It's easy to hold my hands. My hands are starting to get a little sore and tired at the end of the day. So I can hold on to it. I can defend myself with it. I'm going to show you now from this position. Traditionally, you might carry your walking cane with the crook facing behind you. From here, if someone's coming at you aggressively, you can bend your knees, slide your hand down the front of the cane. You could also bring it up and let it slide down if you needed to. But I'd like to have you start here because this is going to be safer and easier for you. Bend the knees, come back up with the cane between you and the threat. Notice that your other hand is also here. That's so you can guard your head. Put your helmet on, is what I say. Put your helmet on, put your hand here. That's so you can absorb a strike. If he's coming in and he's throwing a punch, let it run into that arm and then run that cane right through his face for self-defense. So your first self-defense motion here is going to be a thrust. And then I want you to bring it to your shoulder. This is your right hand. Bring it off your right shoulder. Then bring it to your left shoulder and bring it off. So do 3 strikes, thrust, 1, 2. And then just practice that, 1, 2. And then if you want, you can start in this position. Hey, Gary. Yeah, your wrists can get tired, can get sore, can get arthritic over time. But a lot of these techniques can bring some of that mobility back, especially if you do that in the warm-up. So the hands here, you slide down, you put it between you and the thread. There's the thrust, angle 1, angle 2, angle 3. You're going to bring it in as a horizontal strike, angle 4, horizontal strike coming the other way. And then number 5, straight down, vertical strike, top of the head. If you can knock him out. There's a book by Tim Larkin called When Violence is the Answer. In that book by Tim Larkin, he says, pick your targets. Target acquisition is very important. It's more important than the technique. What can you remove or destroy? In the book by Tim Larkin, When Violence is the Answer. I'll put the link in the description if you haven't read it. It's the best book on self-defense in my opinion. So the idea is he's coming at you. If you can stick that through his face and back him up, you can smash him across the side of the temple and knock him out, turn off his operating system. He can't use the knife. He can't choke you. He can't hit you with his expandable baton or whatever he's carrying. He's some kind of thug. He can't hit you with, I don't know, he's trying to hit you, swinging a bottle at you, or like in the case of this poor girl on the bus this week. Guy gets on a bus or the train, guy gets on, girl sits down, he just goes at her with a knife. And you know, you might not, she couldn't see it because she got her earplugs in, she wasn't expecting it, he wasn't giving any signs that he was about to do something. But if you found yourself being attacked by somebody who had a knife and all you had was your bare skin, or you had your walking cane with you, whether you're a senior or not, it'd be nice to have this big, long 36-inch piece of hickory between you and a crazy man with a knife coming at you. You can slow him down, you can poke at him, you can smash across his face, maybe smash that knife out of his hand, maybe knock him out, bring that in, break his legs, right? Bring it down to the top of his head, all while he's trying to do harm. Take your life, take your dignity, take your freedom, take your health with his evil implement and his evil ideas, and you use your walking cane for self-defense. That's why I'm so passionate about this. I believe that as we get older, senior self-defense with the walking cane, the whole concept is taking back, having some, like empowering yourself, bringing back some of your youth and vitality, some of the things we lose, strength, speed, power, coordination, balance. Now we can have some tools to help us. There's my balance, here's my strength, there's this force accelerator. That thing coming down generates a lot more force than my hand does. If I had to block this way against that hand swinging the knife, this has a lot more strength than my skin. And this, if he cuts this, it's not gonna do the same kind of damage as if he hits my skin. So that's why I love the walking cane as a self-defense tool. Put it in your other hand. Remember, we start with this hand up. That's to guard your head. Bend the knees, slide your hand down, get it between you and the thread. First technique is a thrust, coming off the shoulder, 2 angles, 2 horizontal strikes, and then finish with a vertical strike. The question that we had before, or the idea coming from that Tim Larkin book, When Violence is the Answer. And again, I'll put the link in the description so you can go find it. Read it if you haven't read it. He says, target acquisition. What can you remove or destroy? And then that'll tell you what kind of technique, what kind of tool you're gonna use. And then you're gonna take away his ability to see, breathe, be awake, come after you, hit you with a knife, choke you, stab you, grab you, touch you. You're gonna break it with your self-defense walking cane, like this Cane Master's cane. All right, next technique. Let's do another exercise, because I want you to think about, as you do senior self-defense, using your walking cane, having your mobility back, having some of your strength back in your body is extremely important and beneficial. Now we lose it with age, and we lose it with age, and we lose it with inactivity. We lose it sitting on the couch. We lose it sitting in a comfortable chair. We lose it because the body does hurt, so we slow down. That's where the cane comes in naturally, so we can get out of the house and start walking again, get some of our health back. That's why I love the Cane Master self-defense cane. Gets you out of the house, gets you moving around, because now you have the ability to take away some of that pain. Now this hip is killing me today, so I'm gonna throw it in the left hand. You would put it in the left hand when your right hip hurts. And then as you step, you step through. That's the first part of it. Gets you moving again. Second part is you can then put it in front of you. And I'm gonna switch canes just so you can see. This, I think, matches my shirt. Hey, Philly Fathead says, simplified. That's how we Marines, we jarheads, we devil dogs, we leathernecks, really getting the leatherneck down here in the sun. That's how we leathernecks greet each other. Semper Fidelis, Semper Fi for short. So I put the cane in front of me, you throw your hips in the rear, and then you do a squat. Now you can do a squat without it. I can't do a, that just hurt right now. I can't do a squat very easily because my body weight with my busted hip, my busted knees hurts. But when I throw the walking cane in, that takes some of the weight away. And now I'm also getting an upper body workout. I'm getting a core workout because it's forcing me to suck my gut up and in. And I'm getting mobility back. I'm starting to move again. I'm starting to get some muscle. I'll build strength in my legs. I'll be able to walk. It's going to help me overall. That's why I want you to see that we can do that. Yeah, Eleanor says, yes, her mobility has also decreased, all while aging. It happens to us all. And I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at me. I'm just laughing because we were all in it together. I used to walk around the grocery store during the thing where they made us wear the stuff on the face, the face diaper, and they would come over the loudspeaker and they'd say, please mind which way you go up and down the, because you can only go down one aisle and then you have to come up the other one like it's a one lane road, so you could do social distancing so we don't all get the thing. And they would say, we're all in this together at the end to try to reduce the intense annoyance and the intense sense of fraud and all the lying that they were doing. And it's like, and they weren't doing it. It wasn't the grocery store. It was what they were being told by the people who were doing it, I guess. Anyway, I used to think, we're not all in it together. It's like saying we're all in the same boat. We're not. We're all in the same ocean. We're all in the same storm. But some people are on an aircraft carrier. Some people are on a 300-foot yacht. And some of us are just barely hanging onto the side of a dinghy and sucking in salt water as we get ready to go to the bottom. So we might all be in the same ocean, but we're not all in the same boat. When it comes to aging, the same is true. Some of us age, we age and our body falls apart at different rates. Mine seems to be just boom, 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 going fast this year. But I know it'll slow down and some things, and then I'll get some of it back. And you can do a lot of that with your walking cane. So throw in just 30 seconds of these assisted squats in between each set of these techniques. Now the next set of techniques I'm going to show you, we're going to go back to that crook facing forward, and I'm going to come back to this handshake where we started, where I bring it up between his legs and then I smash him on the top of his head so he doesn't touch me. But instead of stopping there, I'm going to then bring it across and back. So I'm going to make it a 4-strike kind of swinging combination. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can practice this on both sides. 1, 2, and then across and back. And this swinging across and back is an extremely hard strike when you practice it over and over. And you're going to build strength, and you're going to turn your shoulders and hips to really get into it. And just imagine this 36-inch piece of hickory flying through the air as he comes in to try to hurt you, and smashing him across the side of his face or into his ribs. Or maybe you're going down to his knees, or maybe it's that vicious dog that's coming out of after your little dog, and you're out for a walk and you pick it up as poo, and all of a sudden a giant pit bull comes out and goes after him, and maybe you have to defend your dog. That's a real thing that happens quite a bit. Too much, really. All right, let's talk about one more exercise for the legs with your walking cane so that you can get some of your mobility back. And I want you to put it in the middle, and this is moving to the side because I want you to get your lateral movement back. Eventually, when you get into this position and you thrust and you strike, if you can add stepping to the side when that happens, from here, not a fancy, Errol Flynn, not a flitting through the air kind of fancy dancy thing. I can't even do it. My knees hurt so bad, my hip hurts. But I can move to the side, and you can maybe move to the side, and you'll be better able to move to the side if you put it between your legs, you lean into it, you sidestep a little bit, and practice that lateral movement. A lot of times you can't move laterally, not because of severe limitations from age and injury, but because we stop doing it. We start sitting more. We sit when we drive. We sit when we go on the train. We sit at the house. We sit at work all day long. And then you get up and everything aches, and then you hobble a little bit, and you stop moving to the side, and then the little dog walks out, or you're with your grandkids, and then the baby's crawling on the ground. You try not to step on it because they can get under your feet. Then you fall and you break your hip. And that's a real thing that happens to a lot of people. And in self-defense with your cane, a senior self-defense, the walking cane, the cane master's cane, if you can start to add, and then later, you can start to move a little quicker. And again, the whole time I'm leaning, I'm taking some of the weight off of the hip that hurts. I'm leaning into the cane because this is a mobility device, and that's how I'll really use it. Later, if I'm here in this position, or if I'm here, I'm doing the handshake like we just did. 1, 2, maybe I'm stepping to the side as he comes